Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you.
What's up? Really like that. You really like that?
Let's shut up and grab some tape.
What's happening, my people? Oh, let's get rid of this. Blankets all over the place, couch pillows all jacked up. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is a Tuesday here on the Film Guy Network, and typically Tuesdays come with all 20 Tuesdays over on patreon.com/Brooks Austin. We talk a lot of football. We give you the coach's copy over there, dissect it, break it down here on the board, talk all that good stuff over there. But this week, being a bye week and a coming up opponent against Florida, a really quality opponent, a quality SEC opponent, despite the 14.5-point spread, we figured we would give you a public what to expect. We do what to expect every single week on patreon.com/Brooks Austin. Okay, we do it every single week. Tell you what the opposition is about. Break it down from a film perspective. Tell you what, if I were an offensive coordinator, this is how I would prepare for this. This is how I would go about this. This is how I think Georgia's going to go about attacking this, things like that. But this week, with the bye week, all that good stuff, we are going to bring this to you in a public version. So if you're a Georgia Bulldog fan watching tonight and you're like, hey, that guy kind of knows this stuff, join us over on patreon.com/Brooks Austin. If you are a Florida fan that has found this today and you're going to learn a lot about your offense and your defense, and particularly just in general, what you and how you are being coached as a football program. If you learned something today, if you like it, go ahead and subscribe, because we do have national content here available on the channel as well. So make sure you're doing all that good stuff. Want to give a quick shout out to our friends at Prize Picks. Okay, prizepicks.com, promo code Brooks. We'll get you a 100% deposit match today. Okay, that thing's spinning. Okay, 100% deposit match today. Make sure you're doing that. Let's give an offense and a defensive overview of Florida right quick, just based off of who they are, what their core traits are, who their identity is as a football team through 8 games or through 7 games this year. Through 7 football games offensively, they are a pistol bunch team to their core. They are going to be a misdirection run game with the play action based off of that out of pistol. There is not a lot of traditional 3-5 step passing game here. It's a lot of actual old school pro style out of pistol, putting the ball in the belly of the back, turning our back to the defense as a quarterback. Okay, so a lot of real heavy play action out of pistol looks. Okay, and a lot of misdirection in the run game. Defensively, okay, they are sisters/cousins of the University of Georgia's 4-2-5 mint front defense. That's what they want to play. Okay, that's what they want to be. Here's the problem. They're extremely young defensively. Okay, they play a lot of guys by a product of that being young defensively. They're really talented, but extremely, extremely young. Okay, and they misfit a ton of gaps in the run game. It's why they give up so many explosives that you'll see in this tape today. And here's the deal. They play a lot of cover 3. A lot of cover 3, and traditionally, the last 2 teams that I've watched on tape where I was like, ooh, that team plays a lot of cover 3. Okay, Kentucky and TCU. This offensive system from Georgia is predicated off of destroying cover 3 and particularly zone defenses. So we'll be interested to see if that continues, that trend continues this weekend. But here's the deal, ultimately, particularly if you're a Florida fan listening to this. Okay, the last 2 years that I've watched Florida on tape, every single time I walk away thinking, hey, they're a well-coached football team. They're going to fight. They're going to be in the right spots, and you're not going to just walk them off the field by being better than them schematically. Okay, they are well coached. Everything they do kind of coincides with one another. We're going to show you a 3rd and 6 look defensively. They show it the same way the next time, okay, but change everything entirely. Okay, they will bait and switch you. They are a well coached football team apart from special teams. They lose a lot of football games on special teams, or at least they lose a lot of momentum sometimes on special teams. We got a saying around here, ladies and gentlemen. Shut up and grind that tape. Glad to be here with you. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I'm freaking juiced. Can't imagine being anywhere else right now. They're right where my feet are daggum planted. Let's make sure we got Epic Pen up and rolling. I know y'all out here playing around. Brooks Austin versus the Epic Pen. I'm like over against that joker. We got to get that wide split stance so we can get down in here and get nice and deep and have good pad level with you. Now, this is a football team that wants to, and I mean wants to, not does, wants to, not always does, wants to lean on you. They want to run the football. You hear me? They want to get downhill. What in the world is going on with my daggum Epic Pen? They are a football team that wants to lean on you. Keyword wants to. It's all about whether or not these 5 guys can consistently move, have movement at the line of scrimmage, okay, with all of their counter, misdirection, all that good stuff. But when it boils down to it in the SEC, okay, we still got to be able to run a little split zone action, right? We still got to be able to run at our opponent, not around our opponent, not trick our opponent. We got to be able to run at our opponent. And there are times, okay, where Florida can successfully do this. I think they're pretty stout guard to guard, to be honest with you. I don't think there's a lot of misses. Well, there are some misses in terms of busted assignments in these football games for this football team. But I don't think they're horrendous, okay, up front. They do have an ability to actually, create gaps in the SEC, as you see here with this guard. Terrible angle from the SEC network, but there you see that right guard really getting a berry there. And number 2, good backs for this Florida team. Number 2, getting over that body, all right, and getting explosive down the football field. Now, we get a good look here in a second. There's that actual double team. You get to see everyone fold down, okay, and a good play from Johnson right there, jumping over the trash. Now, here's the thing, okay, we're going to get a good look at them in this very first possession, just in terms of who they are and what they want to be. Their play-action pass game is going to be based off of, okay, this counter action. Do you notice that? They pull the backside guard, who, by the way, is squatting. Okay, everybody take a look at this left guard. All right, when I see this on film, I'm going to be telling my defensive tackles, okay, to be paying attention to this. Watch him squatting, leaning, squatting, leaning, squatting, leaning, squatting, leaning. Probably pulling. He is. All right, so they're going to have all of their run action, okay, or most of it, look to be this heavy counter. Backside guard, backside tight end, maybe. Maybe here in a second we're going to show you tight end pull, tight end wrap. Okay, they're going to do it with both tights here in just a second. All right, but their play action game works off this as well. So you're not going to just be able to key off of, offensive line. Oh, guard pull, must be run. Not necessarily. Guard pull, very much so, could be play action like it is right here. Okay? So there you get a good look at it. They're a big scissors deep over football team. They like to run scissors concepts, okay? Not necessarily mesh concepts, but more so scissors concepts. What's the difference? Well, most of the time, mesh happens at, near, or behind the line of scrimmage, okay? Scissors happens much more at a deeper angle. Actually looks like a pair of scissors. Mesh, scissors. That's the difference, okay? They're a big scissors football team. You will see them go to, run to, get to a scissors concept pretty often. Okay, this is just a standard deep over right here from the tight end in the red zone here in a second. They will throw that scissors look that I'm talking to you about. All right? Did we finally, my remote is acting funky today. I would imagine it's because of what's going on with Epic Pen. Now, I thought this dude right here played the game of his life against Georgia, but when we scouted him against South Carolina, I got text messages. Hey, hunt that dude. That dude is not good. That dude is not good. All right, and this is a prime example of it. He IDs the daggum deep over right here from the daggum tight end. He sees it. His eyes are on it right now. Bro, what are you doing? Take him. Okay, take him. Watch this. Watch this reaction from the linebacker. He's like, oh, I did my job. I'm just going to give him a little elbow bump. Don't just give him an elbow bump. Bro, continue to run. Continue to go with him. Attach. Have an internal clock about yourself, please, for the love of God, because you might be able to stop an explosive from happening. Okay? Every time I watch this USC defense, I'm like, God dang, man, y'all do a lot of stuff that just don't make no daggum sense. Now, okay, most teams when they run counter, they are a guard pull, okay, tight end wrap, type of counter football team. Now here they are in 12 personnel. They're actually going to down block everybody on the front side with the offensive lineman. All 5 guys going to work down. They're going to pull and kick with the tight end, and they're going to pull and wrap with the secondary tight end. Again, most teams are GT counter teams or GH counter teams. Not a lot of teams are HY counter teams. This is HY counter right here on 1st and 10. Little P and 10 HY counter, all right? And it hits for about 4 or 5 yards, okay? But I just put it in the cut-ups to let y'all know that, hey, the run game ain't your standard run game. Y'all going to get a little something different, okay, than you standardly do here in the SEC. Yes, standardly, a word on the network here, okay? I love this. I absolutely love this. Hey, day one daggum install. Day one daggum install, counter for most of these football teams. Here it is, GH counter. South Carolina's trying to run it. Okay, South Carolina's trying to run it. Every single time we've ever ran GH counter, the center is responsible for his backside A-gap. He is responsible for his backside A-gap no matter what happens, because frontside A-gap is covered and handled by our guard on his down block track. Take a look at this. Second play of the offensive possession. We got guys busting snaps on day one install stuff. We got centers working right, and their backside A-gap getting absolutely blown up. Hey, man, we can sit here, we could talk about, I call blitz pressures this, I did this as a coach, I did that as a coach. Well, as a coach, you got offensive centers busting snaps and busting assignments. Play two on day one install run game stuff. Look at that. Look at that from the center. Watch the center work to the right side. This makes no sense. This makes no damn sense. Where are you going? Where are you going? You're going to get us blown up in the backfield. That's where you're going. Sorry. Sometimes when y'all come in here to get coached, y'all come in here to watch me just obliterate other teams sometimes. It'd be like that, you know? I can't get my play button to work. It wanted to work while I was over there. Now I don't want to work. What are we looking at here? Oh, this is a 3rd and 10. Hey, check it out. 3rd and 10, no disguises here. 100% cover one man-to-man. Okay, the motion indicated that as well. All of the eye contact from everybody on the field. Shoulders square, eyes on our guy, right? That is all man coverage indicators, okay, with a 5-man waltz look and a plus add-on for the back. Okay, what does it tell me, guys? We got cover one, 5-man pressure. Okay, cover one, 5-man pressure. No disguises at all here from Florida. Please, hey, class, take a mental picture. Ready? Take a mental picture here, because I'm about to show you a football team who right here, I'm watching on tape. I'm like, dang, dude, no disguises. I'm finna eat that as a quarterback. If I'm going to walk out on 3rd and 10, y'all going to let me know everything y'all doing? Woo, thanks, coach. You made my job easy today. Bait and switch. This is what good football teams do. Good football teams, the first 3rd down, they'll show you something easy. The second, 3rd down, they're going to show you something easy pre-snap that looked like the last time it looked easy. And then, whoo, change up right on you, okay? That's what good coaching staffs do. That's what this coaching staff's going to do in here in a second. Great job, Spencer Rattler, extending the play, okay, throwing a catchable ball on the backside. They end up getting a PI on Jalen Kimber here. Look, I don't think 8's playing very well. I don't think 3's playing very well. I don't think 14's playing very well for a true freshman, all right? There is a lot of questions here in this back end, all right? This poor guy gets picked on quite a bit, okay, because most nickel defenders do. But this is 8, not playing great. This is Eugene Wilson, number 3, not playing great, but is a young football player, okay? So they're playing a lot of young guys in here. Shamar James, a linebacker you wanted. Scooby Williams being Georgia. Scooby Williams, a linebacker that Georgia recruited. So they have really, really talented football players on the field, all right, but they're really, really young and inexperienced, and you can see it on tape left and right. Left and right, you can see it on tape. Okay? But I wanted to show you this. Look, no disguises. Okay? Nothing about that is any difficult at all. We know cover one man, that's what we're getting, right? That's what we're getting. What do we got here? 140. Hey, this dude does this all the time, and I don't understand why. This is number 1. I forget his name, but if Florida fans watching this, I I don't get this. This would blow my mind because your defensive coordinator, I know for a fact, I know his principles are based out of solid run fits. So to watch a front side defensive end just randomly dive inside, that would make me blow a gasket in the middle of the meeting room because it makes no sense. We don't ever pick a side. We do not ever pick a side as a defensive lineman in the run game. We strike, we peek, we shed. What do I mean? We strike, we peek, we shed. We strike, we peek, we shed. We uncoil our hips. We strike, okay? We're down the midline of the offensive lineman. We peek, we see where that running back's going, we shed violently, okay? That's what we do. We peek, or we strike, we peek, we shed. All right, none of this, I'm going to pick a side. As soon as I pick a side, guess what? Gap wide ass open. We strike, we peek, we shed. Okay, none of this. This is not an option at all from an SEC defensive end. Okay, not at all an option. And it's really weird too to me because, hey, when I watch him, when I scout him, I'm like, damn, one's got a speed rush. We're going to show you in a little bit. So it don't really make any sense to me to be diving inside as a football player in this position. Absolute no-no. An absolute no-no. Here we go. There's a replay of it if y'all want to see it one more time. Okay. There he is, picking a side. Can't do that. Can't do that at all. So something it's other teams that have been doing it. They attack one in the run game. If they're getting any type of stretch run, they're trying to capture an edge at all. They're hunting one. All right, so if I were an offensive coordinator, I'd probably be doing the same thing. Young backers, dude. Look at these linebackers right here in the middle of this defense. Okay, these are really, really talented football players. I love them at home. I really do. I love 6 and 17, the way they play at home. But when they get on the road, man, something happens. All right, something happens, and it's drastic confusion is what happens. Looks to me like Scooby thinks he should be flipping with Shamar. Shamar thinks Scooby should be bumping. All right, either way, when the ball snaps, they're basically standing in the same spot, okay? And this is a big-time no-no. I never, ever want my linebackers with their shoulders turned running parallel to the line of scrimmage, ever. You know why? Because this happens immediately. We have way too big of a tendency to overrun running backs and overrun ball carriers when our shoulders and our hips are turned. We have to find ways to run laterally with our shoulders square to maintain the ability to stick our foot in the ground and close gaps. This is not it at all at linebacker, okay? And it ends up giving up a first down on 2nd and 2. And look, this just continues to pile up and add on. All right, this is why they're borderline, or not necessarily borderline. It's probably why they've seen such inconsistencies in their play. Because they are properly coached, just sometimes they can't quite get into it. Let's see here. This is an edge capture. Watch at the top, man. Watch this guy. I'm hunting this dude in the run game. I'm hunting him in the run game. I'm going to make this guy decipher so much stuff because he's going to pick a side just like he did right there. Okay? Now, this might be something that they're doing in their run scheme. I don't know why they would do it. I don't know. I've never been in rooms where we're like, yes, defensive ends, pick a side. All right, pick a side and just go inside. All right, so pick a side and go inside. Yeah, I know we have a space defender here, but all that's leaving us is a seal and a seal here. And then guess what? We have a massive natural lane for the running back right here in C gap. All right, and the only thing to stop it is the linebacker flowing over the top, who also is a little slow to react here. Check out Shamar. All right, I love that we're finally shoulder square, but hey, why are we diving at the feet here? Okay, why are we not running through contact? Why are we falling down? We got to keep our feet and get our head across right here as a linebacker. All right, so we give up a massive run on first down. Freshman safety getting carried out of bounds right there. Okay, now talk about that freshman safety. This is the very next play. Okay, we talked about Florida being a scissors concept football team. This is another version of scissors as well here. Well, actually, it's not. Okay, it's a peel out from this tight end here, running here. Now, watch this defender. Okay, so this is an example of many, one of very, very many on the film when you watch Florida this year, of a obviously young defender, okay, being in the right spot, but not having the full capacity of like comfortability in not only the system, but on the field in general. And here's what I mean. Okay, I know we're in zone coverage here as this number 14 right here. I understand you're in zone coverage. So I understand that we're trying to keep our eyes on the quarterback. But I also know that we are in the red zone, and there is a little something called an internal clock. All right, so after a couple Mississips, we should probably get our hands on. We should probably latch, lock, and continue to cover the rest of the time. So right here, for example, okay, when you continue to drop, all right, and that tight end runs by your face right here, hey, buddy, you got your eyes on him. There's only 3 guys on the route. Your corner's down here on the receiver. You can't see him. Your other corner's up there on that receiver. Hey, they're attacking you, buddy. We got to get on him. We can't just watch it and go, oh, dang, he's open, right? No. Turn, flip hips, be an instinctual football player, and now we're in zone match. Now we got to pick him up. Now he's mine because our timetable has drastically decreased. Does that make sense? Great job by Rattler extending the play, okay? But, I think this is a design. I think that's design winner right there. They're trying to design him up this seam, actually, is what it looks like. And the scramble bends him back left. But as the scramble happens, 14, we got to get our eyes on. 205. I'll be very, very interested. Very interested to see how Schumann attacks this heavy in the belly play action rollout, okay, from this pistol offense. I think there's going to be a couple of times on Saturday, all right, where this defender or this linebacker, somebody's going to add in hot, all right? You're going to see a play Saturday, I promise you right now, where Graham Mertz puts it in the belly of the back, turns and pulls it out of the belly of the back, goes to do his rollout, and bam, gets smacked right in the face, probably by Tyke Smith, I would imagine. All right, so calling a little shot right there because every single time I see heavy in the belly play action football teams, Georgia typically has something, okay, for those types of offenses. Okay, they're also an early down shot team. They like to take shots on early downs from what I've seen. I see a lot of passes on first down. I see every time they're in midfield, 1st and 10, when it seems like they should be taking shots, they're taking shots, okay? Hey, this is 3rd and 3 now. I told you yesterday on NBR. If you're not listening to NBR, you should. Nothing but Rants, our national hour of just standard sports talk, not film talk, not super heavy football stuff, just super heavy talk radio type stuff. But South Carolina, not a football team that changes up very much. So they finally throw a change up here, all right, and they gave it away via the motion. They finally go to a zone coverage. All right, here on 3rd and 3, here's how we know it's zone coverage. As the running back bumps out, all right, the linebacker doesn't run out there with him. That's not what happens. As the running back runs out, the corner bumps his alignment. The linebacker bumps his alignment. All right, we're not going to put a linebacker on the receiver. Okay, we put the linebacker on the running back, correct? So we know as a quarterback, we got zone coverage. So that's the first thing. Now that we know we have some type of whatever zone covers they're running, whatever, all we know is as we have these kind of runners, these little routes right here doing this, all we know is we got to read this hook defender. That's the only one we got. This guy right here will give us the answer and the keys to the entire test. And watch how fast this sumbitch bails out. Watch how quickly he makes this read for the quarterback. Watch Graham Mertz's eyes off the snap. Boom. Eyes on this linebacker. What's he doing? Woo! Bail. Heavy bail. So what do I know? Well, there's my hook. There's my hook coming from my tight end right there. And that read could not be any easier for anybody on the face of the earth than Graham Mertz right there. Great job putting it on your guy and even giving him an opportunity to run, again, because 52 made it way too easy. Okay, why bail that hard? You even overran the guy you're bailing for. Okay, you're trying to get over the top of number 2, and if you pay attention, number 2 is running a slant on your ass. So if anything, we should be sitting basically right where we're at. Right where we're at. We might get this quarterback to pat the ball a little bit too if we do so. Great job, Mertz, IDing what the linebacker's doing and getting the ball out of your hands. The concepts make sense, okay, and they're called at the right time. Okay, 1st and 10, they're going against this, what looks to be a single high look from South Carolina. They're going with this little beater right here. All right, whatever these routes are, it doesn't really matter. This is the winner. They're trying to give this fake run action up the sideline, okay? So whether you're in man or whether you're in zone, this should be a winner, okay, right? The running back either matched up on an out and up against the linebacker, or better, or best case scenario, the running back on an out and up versus cover 3, and by the time he gets to this point, nobody's there to transition. No one's there to carry it off, right? So it's both a zone beater and a man beater here on the shot play on 1st and 10, okay? They don't get it completed. Mertz pulls the ball down, okay, and gets the scramble in. All right, but the concepts, again, the concepts and the timing. I'm not a big just judge the results guy when I watch film. I'm trying to see why you're doing what you're doing, okay? Now, time for me to judge your offense, okay? Time for me to really judge, not necessarily just your offense, but your offensive staff. Okay, what are y'all talking about in meetings? What are y'all going over during practice? What are y'all talking about? Because I know one thing's for damn sure. If I'm a check with me offense, if I do a lot of this at the line of scrimmage, you know what I'm going to be really, really good at? I'm going to be really, really good at free plays. Free shot plays, I'm going to be really, really good at, okay? Because we might get them whenever we get them. And what I would never allow is for us to get somebody to jump off sides and then us not take advantage of it by actually taking the shot. We hand the ball off here. Now, this is why I say sometimes when I see stuff like this, pardon my corrections here, sometimes when I see stuff like this, my immediate question is, ooh, what are we learning in the staff room, right? Or what are we teaching in our meeting rooms, okay, during situations like this? And why are we not teaching, hey, we should be taking shots? Because you should be taking shots, okay? What should happen immediately? Okay, the center knows we just got a free play. So the center has now snapped the ball. Immediately convert all goes. Immediately convert all goes. We just have to take a shot, okay, because we've got a free play. All right, what we shouldn't do is downset hut when everybody up here is unprepared for an actual snap, okay, and run the play that we had called. I don't necessarily love that, okay? When the defense makes mistakes, I want to maximize that mistake. Right? I want to maximize that mistake. And the only way to do that is to make sure we're taking free plays like that. We're going to 402 right here. What do I got? Always late to communicate. Look at these guys. Look at these guys. The ball is about to be snapped. We're under center. He's still looking around. Okay? These guys aren't set. I would be playing with selective pace. I would play fast one time. I would come out the next series, play fast, slow down. I would come out the next series, slow, and then, as soon as we get a first down, back on it immediately. And as soon as I get back on it, shot. Okay, as soon as I get back on it, shot. This is exactly what happens right here. This is actually the first play of the possession. So for there to be this much of a late communication really makes no sense, honestly. It makes no sense other than, shit, they got a bunch of young players on the football field, right? That's not great, Bob. Now, I'm not going to say that's the reason you gave up this explosive, but it's not the reason you gave up the explosive, right? Okay? Also, side note here, Shane Beamer, you're weird, bro. You're weird, bro. Don't think I don't watch y'all. Don't think I don't watch your goofy asses on the sideline. You're weird, bro. Why we going and giving our freshmen a big old jump hook? Like, he wrapped legs, cuz. He wrapped legs around mans. He jumped, hugged the neck, wrapped the legs around his receiver in the first quarter of a football game for making a reception. You're a little weird, bro. You're a little weird, bro. People are going to say coach is weird for hugging his players. You're wrong. Coach just cares. Let's judge it. All right, how do we stop counter? Well, here's how we stop counter. We got to be elite on the front side down block. All right, so we're going to get a combination between these two guys to the backside. So we have to be elite on that front side down block. Let's see how we are. Do we give up any type of movement right here from 99? Yeah, we did. We got locked out. We gave up movement basically off of a solo block from the left guard. Now, let's talk about, all right, there's the down block. We didn't hold against the down block in the front side double team. Now, let's talk about the dent. Okay, dent's a new word for me. I've always been a turn and spill. Let's talk about the turn and spill. We're not actually turning anymore and spilling. We're kind of keeping our shoulder square, and now we're kind of doing this dent action that everybody likes. Let's talk about this dent from 19. This should happen really, really tight. As soon as we get this down block, we should be right off the butt. All right, Chaz Chambliss, big-time turn and spill guy. He ain't one of these denting sissies. He wants to run his face through somebody's face because that's just who he is. Let's see how 19 is, this freshman from South Georgia. Let's see what it looks like from him, okay? Let's see. Let's judge this dent right quick. Okay, first of all, we are behind the line of scrimmage. That's already a minus. All right, second of all, we have yet to close space at all. That's another minus. Third of all, not great on the physicality of the dent. All right, how else do we stop counter? Well, if our down blocks aren't great, if our front side dent's not great, well, surely, we're running to the ball at linebacker and we're taking good reps or we're taking good steps, okay, and we're reading it properly. All right, we're gonna plug the front side linebacker. That's fine. I'm all good for run game stunts. I'm all here for them, except for we don't replace them at all. Scooby, where are you at, sir? Scooby, come on, man. We got to go. We got to get over the top of all of this. I've seen this linebacker stunt over and over again because Alabama and Georgia have been running it for years. They do it because their backside guy can really, really pursue. All right, they send this guy, they occupy these edges, they really shorten the edges. What they do is they make the play bounce. It's their whole purpose of their offense or their defense. We want to make stuff bounce. That's what they want to do. Well, if you make things bounce, you've got to be able to pursue and run to the football. And if you don't get there fast enough because you don't take the right steps, then we are screwed. We are going to give up touchdowns as a defense. Where are we at? Don't hate the concepts. Concepts make sense, okay? That's what we've always talked about here on this channel. If I can explain why, if I can look at something and go, oh, okay, now I see why you did that, then we're good. Conceptually, I'm not going to bitch and moan, right? We know on this channel, South Carolina is a strictly cover one football team. They like to play a bunch of man. They think they've got the world's best defensive back core, apparently, and that's basically all they play. And not only that, they play bump and run. So they're going to get up in your face and do it because apparently they have 5 NFL defensive backs, okay? Georgia doesn't. Alabama doesn't. Okay, Florida doesn't. LSU doesn't. But South Carolina does. So if they want to do that, well, we're going to slot fade the ever-loving piss out of these dudes every single time we get an opportunity to, okay? Because guess what? The safety's all the way over there on the far hash, and he's never, ever, ever going to be able to account for and cover all of this grass down here. Okay, as a coordinator, are you attacking natural grasses and bubbles in the defense? If you are automatically checking the first box of good coordinating, in my opinion. Okay, you automatically are checking boxes as good coordinators. So, what does this tell me about this weekend's matchup? I'm going to tell you right now, I've never seen Georgia in the last, 3 or 4 years play this much bump and run ever, so I don't think you necessarily have to worry about guys running slot wheels on you, okay, Saturday. The other thing is, maybe you can cover them like this, but I wouldn't try. 21's about the only NFL football player that I think they have in that back end right now. Off tape that I watch, okay? The last several weeks of watching these guys. Hey, I love a copycat football team. Actually, they're going to motion almost like an orbit or a swing motion here from the back, and he's going to add in and become the lead blocker, okay, of what is essentially a truck sweep. All right, it's essentially a truck sweep. We're basically going to hand a truck this way to this running back via a throw, okay, while adding a lead blocker in here from the running back. Miami did this a couple weeks ago in the NFL. Cliff Kingsbury did it several years ago at Texas Tech. They did it in this football game. I like it. I think it's neat. I think it's cool. I think it's good offensive design. The only thing I would say is I don't love where the offensive line is going and why they're going. Why is the left tackle pushing guys to the play? Okay? Where are we at? 5-10. South Carolina makes it so easy. So easy every single time. Every single time. They're playing man coverage, okay? Man coverage. He's going to walk down, play the tight. All right, this safety has Ricky Pearsall, okay, as he comes on this bender. All right, and not only that, as soon as he exits this line of scrimmage, okay, he's going to notice that Amukamara, or whoever 21 is who looks like Amukamara, is going to be sitting there with shoulders inside leverage, okay? So he's just going to give him a little stick, and this deep over is wide ass open on 3rd and 10. Wide ass open on 3rd and 10. Now, here's the deal. Again, this concept's a 3-beater. This concept's a man beater. This concept's a beater is what it is. All right, you got to be good enough to cover it. All right, so if this is cover 3, all right, which a lot of teams like to play zone coverage off of bunch formations. If this is cover 3, this defines, okay, what it means to flood a zone, what it means to run 2 concepts into 1 zone. If he were responsible for that deep 3rd, we have Pearsall attacking it, and we have the vertical attacking it, meaning he would be stretched and he would be stressed, okay? Well, it also means on this deep over, if they are indeed in man coverage, this guy is going to be in conflict, okay, because we're going to run across his face and defy his leverage, okay? This is good design here from Florida, in my opinion. You get a good shot of it here on the replay. Check this out, okay? This is what I mean by attacking his leverage. He has to play this way because all of the grass is out here, right? Well, we're going to boom, stick him, and work this way. This is an insane stat on Ricky Pearsall right here. Check this out. 73% of career receptions have been for first downs. He's a good football player, guys. He's a really good football player. I like watching him. I like watching him ball. Hey, this right here got to be in the playbook if you're Georgia. If you're watching today, Mike Bobo, got to be in the playbook. This guy, softer than Sharman. Y'all know that. He was on your roster. 14, true freshman. These guys having issues, particularly number 20 right here. These guys having issues getting laterally to the football while also worrying about all their keys and reads in here. So what can we do? We can jet the piss out of this football team. You can. You can jet the piss out of this football team. You can counter log the piss out of this football team. You can do whatever it takes to capture edges and pick up good 7, 8 yards on these jet sweeps. Because I promise you right now, this dude right here, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know if this dude ever makes a decision to come downhill and make a tackle, okay? The answer is no. The answer is always no. On tape the last 3 weeks, because here's the funny thing about Florida. Okay, and this is a significant advantage, I would imagine, for both these football teams, or an unusual advantage in the sense that you've been watching crossover tape like crazy. Okay, before Vandy, Florida played them. Before Kentucky, Florida played them. So the last 2 matchups, Georgia been sitting here going, look at Florida's defense. Look at Florida's defense play against Kentucky. Look at Florida's defense play against Vandy. We look at Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like you have a bunch of familiar opponents in their recent opponents. So you've been watching these guys, or at least I have, the last 3 or 4 weeks, and softer than Sharman out on the edge. Softer than Sharman out on the edge. Hey, they're going to move too, guys. Pay attention. 3rd and 6 here. Okay, 3rd and 6 here. They're going to give you some type of move counts. They're sisters of you guys. They're cousins of you guys. Be prepared as an offensive line. They are going to shift. They are going to do some funky stuff like this right here. Move. There it was. They're going to jump out. Center thinks it's a snap. He snaps the football. All of a sudden, we got a roller on the ground on 3rd and 6, and we turn the ball over. Okay? We got a kick. Okay, left guard. That's what, like, Aaron was on the show yesterday. Aaron Murray's on the show. If you haven't, TTD, go watch it, Monday's edition. Aaron was on the show yesterday. He was talking about bad offensive line. And I almost wanted to stop him and say, like, they're not great. Don't get me wrong, but, like, they're not terrible, as I find a lighter in my pocket. They're not terrible, okay? Some candles trying to make it smell fresh down here. That's a lie. They're not terrible at the offensive line. And this is a prime example of it. I think this is a really good play here from their left guard. He notices stunt across his face, okay? Y'all see that? This defensive end slants across his face. So he helps deliver it to his center. Now he's going to be really, really patient as he climbs to this extremely indecisive linebacker. Some of the worst linebacker play you'll ever see. All right, don't know what he's doing. Don't know why he's 3 yards deep. Don't really get it. Okay, he never once shrinks space. There's a massive freaking hole right here, and he never once rushes to close. Okay, doesn't do anything. So as an offensive lineman, you know what I'm going to do? Well, by God, I'm just going to keep stuttering. I'm going to keep stuttering until I get to you. Because once I get to you, we're by you. You ain't going to tackle him. He's already running by your face. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is really, really well done, okay, from 67. Not only did you handle the stunt, but you were disciplined enough to remain on the stunt, okay, until we delivered to the linebacker. Look at 5. What are we doing, bro? Get downhill. Go right now. Go. Hey, Mertz, this is what I'm saying. I don't know what Kirby's got for this. This heavy in the belly action. This right here, I highly doubt this defensive end is going to be allowed to run just freely down flat, down the line of scrimmage. I bet he is taught to attack the near hip of the quarterback. Okay? Just thoughts, just my thoughts. Okay? Because you know who doesn't need this hat adding in on the backside of the legs of the running back? Georgia. You know why? Because they're really, really good front side traditionally. Okay, so we don't need that extra hat. We can spin that extra hat and we can invest that extra hat in an explosive sack, okay, on the quarterback. But here's what I mean when I say this dude can rip it. This ball is let loose from the 45. It lands at the 7 on the run. Also, one of the greatest catches I've seen this year. This catch is absolutely insane. Take a look at this. While this replay is running, I'm going to come look at this timestamp, see where we're at. Because I think we're running pretty deep here. Yeah, we're already 42 minutes in. We're running pretty deep here. Look at this catch. Whoo! Holy shit. This guy right here, 22, 6'3", okay, like fourth stringer coming into the year. Fourth stringer coming into the year. He's about to make 2 really, really good catches. Boom. That's a great catch. Told you, they're a scissors football team, right? Okay, they're a scissors football team. I do not, for the life of me, believe Georgia's safeties are going to be this bad. This is atrocious, particularly from number 3. I have no idea what's going on here. I don't think he knows what's going on here, but he's calling everything out. Hey, buddy, at some point, hey, we got to take somebody. We got to take somebody. All right, we let the tight end slip, and we let the wide receiver run back behind us. We got to take somebody. That's been my overarching red zone coaching point this week, okay? 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. I better find somebody, and I better get on them quick. All right, whoever's in my void after 2 seconds, get your ass over there and guard his butt because he's probably, going to get open relatively soon. You, buddy, run. I think you're doing a good enough job here. It's actually a decent ball from Graham Mertz right here, and I think he does a great job. The only thing I can think about is the only reason I can think this safety just stuck is because Graham did a great job of holding him with his eyes. But even that doesn't make sense, dude. Once you feel the rub, attach to somebody. It's just bad. And it's a pretty decent job from 6. I think he even plays the ball really well. I think he's relatively creative offensively as well. Okay? Relatively creative offensively as well. We're going to keep going because we got NBR or TTD coming up here in like 30 minutes. And we're going to talk even more about, not 30 minutes, here in like 10 minutes at the end of the hour, top of the hour. How does this work? Okay, we started this at 7 o'clock. Okay, this is going to go until 8. And then at 8 o'clock, we have TTD. So make sure you're sticking around for that. Okay? And then at 9 o'clock, we got NBR. More 3-beaters. Yep, more 3-beaters here from, it's actually, looks to me like cover 3. He just looks to be in man, but he's going to play with his butt to the sideline. Looks to me like this safety's rolling to the field. This safety has this. All of these guys in one line tells me zone coverage. All right, so I'm reading some type of 3. Now, how do we beat cover 3? Well, here's how we beat cover 3. We run something into that void to occupy both the corner and the safety. Okay, and then we take our best guy, Xavier Leggett, and we run him on a Dover. And one of these guys will have to, at some point, run with Leggett, and we'll beat them with leverage, right? Same play they ran earlier. some questions here that I have for this defense. Oh, no. Want to do it. Hey. Remember that look earlier? I told y'all this is the last thing we'll do today. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Where did I go? Hold on, guys. Here it is, 7:44. Let's go to it. My bad. I was trying to go off script here, and I was just freelancing. All right, I showed you a 3rd and 10 earlier where they showed no disguises. All right, they walked out. They showed obvious signs. First of all, a little too cluttered for me. They showed obvious signs of man coverage. That's what they did earlier, right? Well, watch this. This is really, really neat to me. South Carolina has 2 receivers up here, so 23 is going to walk out and pretend to play man coverage here. Now, but watch this. This safety is going to run over here and bump out with Leggett as if they're playing man coverage here on 3rd and 10. Watch this, okay? Oh, I'm seeing man indicators. Man, downset hut. I did it again. Downset hut, as soon as the ball is snapped, okay, they drop and stop, okay, and run into a zone. Check it out. Boom. 10's going to spiel or spin this way. The safety spins right down the hash. Okay, he's going to open up hips. 15's bailing to the hook curl. 6 bailing to the hook curl. We showed man. We immediately bumped to a zone right as post-snap happened. All right? And the only reason that it caused confusion, watch what happens to Spencer Rattler. He's tapping the ball. Okay, now he's running around. And luckily, he's good enough, luckily for South Carolina, he's good enough to create a play. All right? But this is something you got to be wary of if you're a quarterback, all right? The pre-snap look might look really simple early in the football game to make you try to look complicated late in the football game. Again, when they need it. Look at this. 3rd and 6, ball at the 30. If we get a sack here, all right, we probably push them out of field goal range. All right, but at least with the changeup, we have a better opportunity to get off the field because the quarterback doesn't know what he's getting. Right? To me, when I see you layering things like this, when I see all of your offensive concepts develop off of one another, when I see your coaching decisions in the first quarter develop off of one another in the second quarter, in my opinion, you are a good football coach. Right? You overcome a deficit on the road. You're doing what you're supposed to do. Okay, you're winning recruiting battles on the road. You're doing what you're supposed to do. I said it yesterday on MBR, and I'll say it again here to close today's show before we head over to Talk the Dog, okay, and preview this matchup even further. I think it's good for the SEC that when I watch on tape, Tennessee looks well coached and well developed, and they've got good football players. I think it's good for the SEC that Florida looks to be on the right track. They're not only doing the right things offensively and defensively. Offense can get a little better, don't get me wrong. All right, but they're doing good things offensively and defensively. Special teams definitely could get a lot better, but they're recruiting well. Right? That's been the whole thing about Florida for years. Got to be able to recruit well. We thought South Carolina was a program that was on the rise. Not really, right? Not really. But at least there are options and answers when I look around the conference and say, hey, Missouri, you're a well-coached football team. Tennessee, you're a well-coached football team. Florida, you're a well-coached football team. Now, do you execute and play well every single week? No. Florida likes shit against Kentucky. Tennessee look like shit against Florida. Okay, some of these football teams are going to have week in and week out, all right, and they're not going to have enough talent to overcome them like Georgia does. Georgia didn't look great against Auburn, but they found a way to win, right? Georgia gets to do that because they have loads of 5 stars. Maybe one day, one of these programs will have loads of 5 stars. It's not today, but they are still well coached. Hey, for Brooks Austin from the Film Guy Network, for Prize Picks, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you're sticking around for that 8 o'clock hour and that 9 o'clock hour, and make sure you're subscribing as well. I love you. We'll see you later.